Principal photography on the room was a single location away from being complete. The last task was to find a flower shop willing to host a film shoot for several hours with no warning. Tommy told us he had a flower shop in mind at the intersection of 16th and Dehon Streets, a few blocks from his condo. We found its two owners sitting and chatting. Tommy's tantalizing offer. He would give the women $20 in exchange for a dozen roses and their permission to film in their flower shop for the rest of the afternoon. I didn't expect them to go for these terms, but to my surprise, the women looked at each other and said, "Sure, why not?" Tommy was so pleased that he announced he would let the women play themselves. Then again, Tommy needed them to play themselves because he didn't have any extras. Todd Barron came into the store and found Tommy saying, "I want people, I want live. We can't just have empty store." He then turned to the makeup artist and charmed her into extra duty. She's the woman browsing through gift cards in the finished film. It had been a harried, frantic couple of days, and Tommy was now buzzing ferociously on energy drinks. "I'm losing my mind," he kept saying as the crew set up. Tommy was back to being the hilarious, fun-loving, easygoing San Francisco weirdo I'd first met. Todd Barron had his camera ready. Tommy stood next to him, sugar-stoned and chattering away. "Make sure you get this thing. Details, Mr. Cameraman. I want to have these flowers also in shot. And make sure you get the girl looking at cards. Very important. Also, when I enter, give me good tight close-up. The more lights, the better." Todd Barron looked through his eyepiece, breathing himself into some refined Zen state. "You are missing roses," Tommy said to him. "We must have better close-up also when I put sunglasses on forehead." Todd Barron stopped what he was doing, turned to Tommy, and said, "Just get in the damn shot." It had taken until the very last location of the very last day, but Tommy had finally rattled the single most laid-back man on the crew. Tommy rehearsed walking in and out of the flower shop at least 10 times while the owner memorized her few lines of dialogue. "We have moment-to-moment acting in my film," he said to her. "Words are secondary." Truer words have perhaps never been spoken. The dialogue Tommy composed for the flower shop scene, which flies back and forth like some sort of postmodern Who's on First sketch, has the super compressed density of experimental verse. "Hi, can I help you?" "Yeah, can I have a dozen red roses, please?" "Oh, hi, Johnny, I didn't know it was you. Here you go." "That's me. How much is it?" "That'll be $18. Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy. You're my favorite customer. Thanks a lot. Bye. Bye-bye." The flower shop owner, I think, deserves some kind of neo-Oscar for selling what might be the scene's funniest line. "Oh, hi, Johnny, I didn't know it was you." "You didn't know it was him? Who did you think it was?" Tommy did the scene several times. No matter how badly he messed up his dialogue, he immediately headed over to Todd Barron and asked, "How'd this come out?" He wanted to watch playback after every take. It wasn't until one of the very last takes that Tommy noticed something none of us had, which was the tiny pug dog sitting on the counter. The little guy hadn't moved at all since we'd come in. Not once. He just sat there, motionless. When Tommy finally noticed the dog, it was in the middle of a take. Going with it, Tommy patted it on its tiny, wrinkly noggin and said, "Hi, doggy," and walked away. We watched the scene on playback. It was perfect. To paraphrase the dude, the estimable hero of The Big Lebowski, it really tied the scene together. In fact, this might be Tommy's most candid moment in the entire film, and the clearest evidence of the lovable and endearing side of his personality. "Hi, doggy." It was warped, accidental genius. Before running the scene one final time, Tommy wanted to talk to the flower shop owner about her dog. So cute, he said as he petted the dog. Hopefully he doesn't bite me, my God. I think the owner somehow misinterpreted this as Tommy wanting the dog out of the next take. Well, she said, he's actually really old now. He just sits around. He won't bother anyone. He kind of rules over this counter. Tommy nodded, smiling, still gazing down at the motionless little dog. So is it a real thing? The flower shop owner looked at Tommy uncertainly. I'm sorry, she said after a moment. Your dog, Tommy said, unfazed. Is it a real thing? The woman kept looking at Tommy, probably trying to figure out whether this man who'd taken over her store was really asking if her dog was real. Did Tommy think it was a robot? An android pug of some kind? Yes, the woman said finally, my dog is a real thing.